CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
Just ready for spring.
It's been a brutal winter. Yeah.
Here we snow again. Winter weather has returned to our region after a brief tease of that spring sunshine. Good evening. It seems that winter isn't done with us yet after a few days of milder temperatures causing some dangerous conditions through much of our region. A familiar foe for our travel plans has returned. That is the snow. Let's head outside. Our reporter Mike Lang is surrounded by lots of it tonight and brings us more on how the conditions are impacting our region. Mike.
Well, Sarah, it's not as intense as what we experienced over the past several months. Still intense, though. It was intense enough to preemptively cancel school buses across Simcoe County this morning and put city crews back to work on clearing the roads. To no surprise, the latest blast of winter weather has many that much more excited for spring.
I walked and it's bad.
I'm so used to it now after 3 months.
Just happy the big snowbanks have melted.
Yeah, exactly.
For Barrie, the city had just lifted its 2-month-long significant weather event on Wednesday, but crews were ready to shift back to winter operations before Friday's snow even began.
It'll be all hands on deck. We have winter control crews in now until April 15th, so we'll have everybody ready and folks on call, so we'll be out there if needed.
A little further west, Essa Township has been one of several communities across the region dealing with ongoing flooding caused by the combination of the harsh winter and a rapid melt.
This is really one of the worst spring melt seasons and rain seasons on top of that we have seen in a few years, actually.
According to the Nottawasaga Valley Conservation Authority, the Nottawasaga River and the Pine River are exceeding their capacity, leading to water levels rising up to 2 feet on some roads. Barrie, Innisfil, Clearview Township, Wasaga Beach, and Collingwood also experiencing impacts.
By the middle of February, we had already exceeded the amount of snowpack that had fallen all of last winter. So definitely the impact in terms of the melt and what that's doing to water courses in the area is significant.
As of Friday morning, Essa Township had addressed all but one flooded area on Don Ross Drive, a rural road that's leaving several residents and the Paws and Claws dog daycare and boarding facility stranded.
The township has been monitoring the situation, deploying pumps as needed in localized flooding areas. We also provided 3 different locations where residents were able to get sand and sandbags.
Barrie also prioritizing snow and ice removal to prevent flooding.
We have over 14,000 catch basins that we need to get cleared off.
And the NVCA says a drop in temperatures could delay water flows, but flood watches remain in effect from Simcoe County up to Muskoka as a mix of more rain and snow is on the way. And in the meantime, you are urged to avoid flooded areas and be aware of potentially icy surfaces. Reporting live in Barrie, I'm Mike Lang. Sarah, I'll send it back to you.
All right, thanks for that, Mike. Come on inside. Now, many are kicking off the March break tonight, but with families hitting the roads and snow in the forecast, travel is expected to be busy. CTV's Rob Cooper was out and about today, seeing how people and local businesses are planning to make the most of the holiday.
The trip into cottage country for the March break is underway for many tonight.
If the weather's good, we're going to be lucky to head outside, go to the park, maybe visit the beach, take a hike somewhere.
March break is a busy time for families, whether it means hitting the road or staying close to home.
There's lots of options, very expensive, but there is options out there.
Road trips will cost a little more. Regular gas in Gasoline Alley sitting at just under $1.60 a litre. This is a crucial time for tourism and local businesses. Ice hut operators hoping to make the best of what's left of the season. And ski hills are geared up for one of their biggest weeks of the year.
Yeah, it's probably number 3 in our top 3 behind Family Day and Christmas. We're fortunate to have Ontario Snowboard Junior Nationals coming in this weekend. And then we've got a lot of families, some great deals to bring everyone out here over March break.
Tourism Barrie says there are numerous events planned for a full week of events.
It's sort of like a staycation vibe here in Barrie. There's a lot of indoor and outdoor activities throughout the city going on, whether it's like day camps or kid camps for children, or pop-up events throughout the entire city. There's so much to get involved in this week.
Lynn Webb owns Creative Cafe and is expecting her busiest 5 days of the year.
March break's always the highlight of our year. We love March break.
Regardless of where you're going, make sure you give yourself extra time for travel, as it will be busy with lots of snow in the forecast. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Barrie.
Now, with so many people planning to travel, we created a CTV web poll on our site asking you to weigh in if the rising gas prices will in fact affect your travel habits. The options: yes, I will make a point to drive less; no, I will drive as much as usual; or you're not sure. It depends on just how high those prices go. So far, majority are saying they will be driving less. You can participate on our website, ctvnews.ca/Barrie. And on that note, Metrolinx is looking to make things easier for students and families to get around this March break. Kids 12 and under ride free on all trains and buses, while youth 13 to 19 can get 40% off with Presto. Cardholders can also take advantage of perks, including discounts at Ripley's Aquarium, the Toronto Zoo, the Royal Ontario Museum, and other top attractions. Time now to take a look at the roads tonight. This is Highway 400 South here in Barrie. Wow. Traffic moving slowly as drivers navigate the snow and all that slush that's covering our roadways. According to officials, numerous collisions have already been reported in several areas of the region, and drivers are reminded to take it slow and only head out if necessary. All right, Case, welcome back. Let's jump right into the weather. What are we in for here?
Well, what are we in for? Snowbelt. That's what we're in for. No big surprise here. Looking at generally about 28.1 centimeters of snow coming down in the month of March for Barrie. And yeah, we're on our way. We're well on our way. As far as the snow goes, I want to point out, we're looking at a winter storm warning right now. Where you say? Well, listen, Dundalk West all the way to Lake Huron, and we're anticipating anywhere from 10 to 20 centimeters of snowfall, and wind speeds picking up 70 to 90 kilometers an hour. So that's something to contend with. We're also looking at a snowfall warning from Innisfil right south to York region, and we're looking at anywhere from, we'll say 15 centimeters of snow, in and around 15 centimeters or so. That's the watches and warnings now continue on right now with our first look at the forecast, brought to you by Presler Injury Law. Call 1-800-JUSTICE. Yeah, -1 is where we're sitting right now. If you can find any justice with that, that's not a bad temperature this time of year. Wind out of the southeast for the time being 24K. As mentioned, gusts will climb over the evening. This is a look at the temperature in and around our region, and I'm going to let you know it's sitting at 0 at Mount Forest, 0 in Owen Sound, although it's not on the board. -2 is what we're looking at in Parry Sound, -1 in the Sunshine City of Orillia, 2 degrees above in Toronto. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the radar satellite images over the last little while, and yes, the snow is here. How long is it going to stick around for? Well, I'll have that answer for you in just a few minutes' time. And Sarah, just so you know, Sarah, 1 week today, 10:46 a.m. in the morning, spring arrives.
Oh,
one more week.
Didn't realize we were so close.
Very,
but the question
very
becomes, does the spring-like weather come with it, Case?
Good question, my friend.
I'll see you a little later in the newscast. Now, as food banks head into one of their toughest seasons, our community is stepping up once again. The annual Feeding Families campaign, a partnership between Bounce 104.1, Pure Country 106, and CTV Barrie, kicks off on Monday here in Barrie, collecting food and monetary donations to help local families in need. CTV's Luke Samard brings us a look at how you can get involved.
No one should go hungry in our day and age. That shouldn't be a thing.
From working in the restaurant business to working in real estate, Peggy Hill has been serving people for decades, and now her and her team are looking to give back to those in need right here in Barrie, and is the title sponsor for CTV's Feeding Families campaign.
No child should be hungry. No person should be hungry. So obviously, if I'm going to lend my efforts to anything, it's going to be to feed people.
Supporting the community she grew up in a community that has supported her.
No matter how big of a city we get to be, this is always a small community. We look out for each other. We look after each other.
Donations collected in Barrie will directly support the Barrie Food Bank.
My clients are telling me it's the rising cost of housing, of groceries, of utility prices increasing, and now food and gas prices going up. These are some of the reasons our clients are telling us why they're looking to the food bank for help.
Throughout the campaign, CTV News Barrie, along with our radio partners Pure Country and Bounce 104.1, will be in the community collecting donations, including theirs on Bayfield Street.
To be a pillar of the community and to support the community through the times in need is so important to us here at Zehrs Bayfield, and we take that very seriously, and we want to be here to be the best allies we can be to support them through the times.
CTV and our radio partners will also be in communities around Simcoe County, including Midland. We will broadcast live from the Canadian Tire, where donations collected there will be donated to the Salvation Army and go right back into the community, with owner Mike Ferris matching donations to $10,000 in Midland.
It's important the drive is feeding families, and sometimes when we say feeding families, people think of food. But really, when you look at it, this is about ensuring that the family budget covers all the essentials. And there's a lot of product that we have and we carry here in the store that are essential each and every day.
The campaign runs until April 2nd.
Is there anything more important than knowing that people have food on their tables and food to eat? Like, there is nothing more important.
Remember to join us on Monday for the launch of our Feeding Families campaign right here at the Peggy Hill team on Huronia Road, where myself, Casey Colby, along with our radio partners Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1, will be here collecting donations for the Barrie Food Bank. Luke Samar, CTV News, Barrie.
The federal government is moving to strengthen Canada's fight against cybercrime. Today, the Keeping Canadians Safe Act, or Bill C-22, was proposed, aimed at giving investigators new tools to target online crimes, including child sexual exploitation, extortion, and human trafficking. Details were outlined at a news conference in Peel Region.
At its core, this legislation ensures that the law reflects what has changed in modern policing and in all of your lives. To be frank, the legal framework speaks to our ability, obviously, to obtain data, search, and seize information in a way that, can I tell you, never existed. The legislation as it stands was in a pre-digital world, and those that are harming our communities right across this country are the ones that are taking advantage of the fact that we haven't had the tools to stop this.
Now, to expand on this and bring us more on how it will impact our local police services, including South Simcoe and Barrie, we'll turn to CTV's Jack Morris. Jack, do we know at this point how this will be implemented across our region?
Well, Sarah, what we do know is that these local police forces, they say that these new powers for crime fighting will dramatically improve community safety. It's an effort by the federal government to crack down on crime, something that the provinces have been pushing the feds on for the last few years.
The federal government is making it easier for law enforcement agencies to access so-called tombstone information, names, date of birth, and other profile information connected to online accounts and IP addresses.
Current laws were written before the digital age, and it basically modernizes and gives us tools that we need to police in a modern digital age.
Bill 22 would give police looser rules when accepting information freely given to them on a suspect or when trying to determine if a company, like an internet service provider or subscription service, actually has data on the suspect they're investigating.
Currently, to obtain that information, officers are sometimes required to write production orders, which can be very lengthy and at times can stall investigations and can sometimes stop investigations.
According to police investigator John Brooks, this will keep those cases moving. Part of this has to do with speed, not changing what police can do, but making it faster for police to do it.
It will give us a timely access to information. It will speed up investigations and help us protect victims and prevent further victimization.
The federal government says these expanded powers will not infringe on the privacy of regular citizens.
It won't be a free-for-all to just obtain anyone's information. There would have to be, a reasonable grounds or reasonable suspicion of a criminal offense for us to apply in order to access this information.
The key takeaway is that this is designed to allow police to more easily connect a digital profile to a person in the real world, a suspect who can be arrested and charged for crimes committed online.
Now, Bill 22 is still on the Hill. It'll have to be voted on by MPs and senators before it comes into effect. Reporting live, I'm Jack Morris. Sarah, back to you.
Thanks for that, Jack. A man accused of murder at a rooming house in Barrie now has dates set for trial. CTV's Mike Arcelides now with the latest on the case involving Sonny Stevens.
Behind bars for nearly 2 years, accused of murdering his roommate in Barrie, Sonny Stevens appears headed for trial, with 3 weeks set aside next February in Barrie before a judge and jury. Stevens is next scheduled to return to court in June for a pretrial. The now 48-year-old Barrie man was charged with second-degree murder after the body of 75-year-old Eric Beecroft was found at about 10:30 p.m. July 13, 2024. when police were called to this Grove Street Barrie rooming house for reports of a man with serious injuries.
A Barrie police officer located an individual in the backyard who had sustained significant head and facial injuries.
At the time, police said Stevens fled the scene and was taken into custody when he returned to the home early the next day. Investigators have not revealed how Beecroft died. Any evidence heard in court to this point is protected by a publication ban. Police confirmed Stevens and Beecroft knew one another and lived in the rooming house where the alleged murder took place.
There was a disagreement of some sort which led to a physical altercation, and that altercation ultimately resulted in the death of a 75-year-old male who resided at that home on Grove Street East.
Stevens is represented by experienced Toronto defense lawyers Nathan Gorham and Brianna Van de Beek. The allegations against Sonny Stevens have not been tested in court. Mike Arsledy, CTV News, Barrie.
In North Bay, the provincial government provided an update today on the Ontario Northlander. Ontario has acquired 205 kilometres of rail between North Bay and Washago, moving closer to bringing back the Northlander passenger train. The $138 million investment will improve reliability, support passenger service, keep freight running, and create jobs. The Northlander will run 740 kilometres between Timmins and Toronto, with 16 stops, building on recent infrastructure upgrades. Now, today is Friday the 13th, and police are reminding visitors to ride and drive safely if they're heading to Port Dover on the shores of Lake Erie. That is because the town is well known for its Port Dover Friday the 13th motorcycle rally, which draws riders and visitors from all across the region. Ontario Provincial Police say they expect heavier pedestrian and vehicle traffic today and are urging drivers to stay alert, especially with winter road conditions that could affect the ride. Still to come, a head start on celebrating St. Patrick's Day, when you can take in a night of tales and tunes from a member of a legendary Canadian band. Plus, Hike for Hospice Huntsville returns for its 17th year, how you can support end-of-life care. Details next on CTV Barrie. Thanks for staying with us. It's a St. Patrick's Day celebration happening tonight that's sure to get you out of your seat, dancing and singing along.
Blow your winds high-o, our roll and I will go. I'll stay no more upon the shore to hear the music play.
Singer, songwriter, and storyteller Sean McCann, a founding member of the legendary Canadian band Great Big Sea, is bringing his Celtic Canadian folk sound to the stage. After more than 3 decades of performing for audiences across the country, McCann is set to deliver a night of music, stories, and St. Patty's spirit.
He has a show, The Shanty Man Sings Great Big Songbooks. So we're going to have it here for St. Patrick's Day early on Friday, March the 13th. At 7:30, and he's going to do a collection of music from Newfoundland and some old favorites that people might know him for as well.
This is freaking awesome. I mean it. On a cold, oh no, wait now. I wish I was a captain.
Clap your hands and stomp your feet on a unique Friday the 13th St. Patty's Day celebration. That's at the Orillia Opera House tonight. On this bright winter day in downtown Huntsville, organizers are looking ahead to spring as they prepare for the 17th annual Hike for Hospice Huntsville.
We're going into our 17th year of the Hike for Hospice, which is pretty incredible. And I think it's the 13th year for our Purple Boot campaign, all to go towards the $60,000 goal of the Hike for Hospice.
Awesome. Thank you.
The Help Fill Our Boots campaign is the community's largest fundraising effort supporting compassionate end-of-life care. It will see more than 40 people, purple boots rather, placed around Huntsville, Lake of Bays, and the Almagon Highlands to collect donations.
Hi Amy, I'm Mark from Hospice, and I've got your purple boot for this year's campaign. Thank you very much.
We need to raise 50% of our operating budget, which equivalates to about $54,000 a month, in order to operate all of our programs and services at Hospice Huntsville completely free of charge. Every penny, every dollar that we raise is just so vital to maintaining free service, free programs to all of our community members and families.
The event also features the 5th annual Tulip fundraiser with purple tulip bouquets available for purchase, with every contribution supporting local hospice care. Mark your calendars because a local shelter is serving up flapjacks for felines in North Barrie.
Hey, baby girl. We get them from kittens. We have them kittens right now, like this little gal, or we get them full grown and older cats. So all of them we want to have a home.
For the first time, Furry Friends Animal Shelter is holding Pancakes for Paws, a charity breakfast at Applebee's where you can get your fill of buttery, syrup-covered hot cakes served by the very volunteers that keep the shelter afloat, and the proceeds crucial to the nonprofit.
So we get a lot of kitten food donated and it's used immediately. We are not in any way getting money from anywhere else but the public, the people that come and help us out with food, with blankets and money. We need that so badly. Our vet bills last year were over $400,000.
Pancakes for Paws is on Saturday, March 28th from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at Applebee's on Bayfield Street in Barrie, with a minimum donation of $16 for your breakfast, and all the proceeds support the Furry Friends Animal Shelter. Musical theater lovers here in Barrie got a real treat last night. Boy, did we ever. It was the greatest hits from one of the medium's best composers. Brought to life on stage at Barrie's Georgian Theatre for one night only, Music of the Night, a concert tour of some of Andrew Lloyd Webber's most popular songs, from Phantom of the Opera to Evita, Jesus Christ Superstar, Cats, and more.
It's not a production in a way that you would have experienced in a full staged show. It is reduced down to really focus on the music and the performers and the extraordinary voices that we always have involved in our tours. And so the music making on stage is extraordinary. It's very intimate and it has a great lighting show to really set the scene, to evoke that theatricality that the music is really designed for.
Music of the Night will take the stage in Brampton tonight at 7:30 and then Perry Sound tomorrow at 2 p.m. And a special thank you to the viewers that took the time to come up and say hello and share some kind words. It was a beautiful night. Still to come, it's history in the making tonight on the world stage for one of Canada's top teams. We'll have more from the Diamond, but right now let's head outside. Cases in the Garden.
Okay, winter snowfall warning and snowfall warning. It's a week before spring. Enough, says our weather watcher. Jack says a question, and the question is, hey, weather boy, where's the best place to go rollerblading in and around our area this spring and summer? You're watching CTV News Barrie.
It's that time of the year. It's our Feeding Families food drive. The demand has never been greater. We're hitting the road as we partner with the Peggy Hill team and our radio partners at Pure Country 106 and Bounce 104.1.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And next week on the show, Bounce to the Bank is back, brought to you by Midland Toyota.
That's right. There's a daily prize of $1,000 and a grand prize of $25,000 up for grabs.
So make sure you tune in Monday to Friday so you can get all those keywords in over at bounce1041.ca.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Just when I thought our Picture This themes couldn't get any better, we embraced silly moments, and boy, did you bring them. Now, As we are heading into March break, we'd like to see your adventures starting on Monday. So whether it's family fun, a cottage getaway, winter adventure, however you're spending the March break, capture those memories and email them to us. Picture this at ctv.ca. Casey Colby, did you see that one man had the same hat as you, the squid? Or wait, is it a jellyfish?
Ah, that's a good question. I also like the picture of Charlie bit my finger. Did you see that one? Remember that a few years ago?
Oh, I do. I'm not going to try and do the accent.
Okay,
but
well,
I also liked what the shark was biting. I thought that was pretty silly, too.
Yes, indeed. Yes, that's kind of what Mother Nature's taking a bite out of some of us right now, as far as the weather goes. It's not going to last. Things are changing in a big hurry. Let's get right to it. And here we go, taking a look at the forecast. We're diving in. Of course, we're looking at winter storm warning in parts of our area to the west. Dundas right to the west of Lake Huron. A snowfall warning. Innisfil south to York region. So yeah, it's a busy one. 0 is where we're sitting at in Alliston. -1 in Newmarket. -1 here in Barrie. -1 in Sunshine City of Orillia. And we're going to call it -2 degrees in Gravenhurst, Ontario. The Almanac, -2, -10, that's the high, that's the low. 20 degrees back in 1990. -25 back in 1885, or so they say. Sunrise tomorrow, 7:32, sets at 7:23. 11 hours, 50 minutes of daylight. Roll that for, oh, there it is. And here comes the snow. How much snow are we looking at? Well, anywhere from about 5 centimeters this evening, additional 5 centimeters of snow, and more on the way tomorrow. Let's break it down, take a look at some of the numbers, and here we go. This is the southern tip of Georgian Bay Lake, Simcoe. -5, -6 overnight. We're anticipating the winds picking up, ladies and gentlemen. 40 to 70 k at top speed is what we're anticipating, about 5 centimeters of snow. And then tomorrow, well, -2, -3 for the high. Flurries about 2 centimeters. We could see a little break up as far as cloud goes into the afternoon. Still very strong winds, 50 to 70 k out of the northwest. This is Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, -4, -5. Gusty winds out of the west this evening, 2 to 4 centimeters of snow anticipated. Very slippery. Take your time. A high of 0, +1 and +2 tomorrow. Mostly cloudy skies. There is a good chance for a few flurries kicking around tomorrow morning, but they should give way into the afternoon. To Parry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton, -5 overnight. 2 to 4 centimeters of snow, maybe a little heavier in the Gravenhurst and Haliburton region. And then for tomorrow, 1 to 2 centimeters of snow in the morning, and -1, -2 for the highs. Mostly cloudy into the afternoon. That is tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lures 5-day extended forecast, and it looks like this. And here's Simcoe County, Sunday. Snow-rain combination, but before the rain arrives, about 5 centimeters of snow is what we're calling for. Monday arrives, and here comes the rain into 11 degrees above the freezing mark. Wow, double digits. So a little bit of rainfall, and then back down the other way. How about a little snowfall on the Tuesday? -8 for the high. No set amounts for the snow just now, but cloudy skies and 40% chance of snow again on the Wednesday. This is the 5-day extended forecast. There it is. York region, Sunday, rain-snow combination, but again, before the rain arrives, 5 centimeters of snow anticipated. 12 degrees on the Monday. Here comes the rain. Annie Lennox sang many years ago. Anybody remember that? Tuesday, cloudy, 60% chance of shower activity, make that snow activity, and 40% chance the following day on the Wednesday for your March break, -5, -2 for the high. 5-day extended forecast, Muskoka, Parry Sound, Haliburton, 5 to 10 centimeters of snow on the Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. Good cross-country skiing? Well, -1 is the high. There's the rain. Do it on Sunday, because Monday it's rainy, it's mild, it's sloppy. 11 degrees, shower activity. Tuesday arrives, you're back into the snow. Why not? -9 and -5, and cloudy, and 40% chance of snowfall arriving. And as mentioned, 10:46. A week today, snow arrives. This is a temperature wave. It's a temperature wave. We're up, we're down, we're all over the place. It's Canada. Sarah.
Kind of like Casey's hand. History is on the line tonight as Team Canada faces Team USA in the World Baseball Classic quarterfinals. The first time a Canadian team has ever reached this stage.
Day 3, don't pull out. That boy, that's a better swing. That's a better swing.
A win tonight would be unprecedented, but even just making it this far is a huge victory for baseball across Canada. At the Cage High Performance Centre in Barrie, winter training is underway and local baseball talent is getting ready for the season, with many feeling inspired by Canada's success on the international stage.
Makes me feel inspired. It makes me want to be able to be there. It's definitely a goal. It'll be cool knowing that guys I'm playing with or playing against right now will be there in a couple years.
Canada's success on the global stage makes them think it's attainable. They get it. It's right in their backyard, and it inspires them to go achieve it.
Canada-US Showdown is at 8 p.m. The winner will move on to the semifinals. Next here on CTV Barrie, ice storm recovery in Orillia 1 year later. Mayor Don McIsaac will join us in studio to talk about provincial funding, what's left to do, and how the city is handling the current flooding. Please do stay with us. That's next. Recapping our top stories, behind bars for nearly 2 years, accused of murdering his roommate in Barrie. Sonny Stevens appears to be headed for trial, with 3 weeks set aside next February in Barrie before a judge and jury. The weather jumped from mild to stormy today, forcing school buses to be preemptively canceled across Simcoe County. The city had just lifted its 2-month-long significant weather event on Wednesday, but crews are ready to shift back to winter operations. And the trip into cottage country for the March break is underway for many tonight. Road trips will cost a little more. Regular gas in Gasoline Alley sits just under $1.60 a liter. Ontario is providing more than $5 million to help Simcoe County recover from the ice storm that hit almost 1 year ago, which left nearly 400,000 homes and businesses without power and caused widespread damage to trees and hydro lines. Now, one of the areas that was hit hardest is Orillia. So joining us now is Mayor Don McIsaac. How are you? It's nice to see you.
Good to be with you and your many viewers.
I set you up for that every single time. One of these years, we're going to break that habit.
I'm going to say dozens of viewers, some years.
We're definitely beyond dozens at this point, Don. Let's talk about the $5 million that the province is providing. How much of that is going to go to the city?
Well, a good portion of it. Orillia applied for, we had damage of about $7 million, applied for about $6.1 million under the formula that Minister Flack gave us. We expect to get all of that $6.1 million. Of that $5 million, we'll probably get a couple million as a progress payment. Once they audit the rest of the file and make sure our expenses are legitimate, we'll get the balance of the payments, and the ministers assured us we'd get those.
Hard to believe that it's almost been a year. March 28th will mark 1 year exactly. What still needs to be done? Because I understand there is still some work ahead.
There is some still work. The cleanup is done for the most part. Obviously, we removed tons of debris collected across the city by staff and contractors. The tree canopy was severely damaged, and we've spent, council allotted $500,000 for trees, and we spent most of that. We need more, so we'll put more towards trees to restore the tree canopy, which is a longer-term project.
Are there any other areas that will be permanently damaged?
Well, the city's wastewater treatment center got hit by lightning right in the middle of everything, and that digester's pretty much repaired, and it's pretty well ready for final inspection. So that'll be the final piece of the repairs we do to infrastructure.
Well, you haven't been spared for more extreme weather. You're dealing with some flooding right now. What's that picture look like in Orillia?
So it wasn't too bad. We had about a day worth. Obviously, we had record snowfall, very warm last couple days, and we had a huge melt, and then we had rain. And the rain caused flooding in some areas of the town and some of the lower areas. We put some pumps in place, and we managed to control that, I think, fairly well. Once we cleaned the drains and made sure everything was okay, I think we're in good shape. And now that we've got colder weather, it's not an issue anymore. We also put a pile in place for people to make sandbags if they needed. They were using that as well.
So where is the sand pile found, and what do people need to bring with them?
Well, it's at the Collins Drive water area where we have a boat launch. So there's a big pile of it there. Just bring shovels in the bags, and they can fill them up and use them as needed.
Is this something that you typically see annually?
Well, we see heavy, when we see heavy rain, we'll see flooding in the spring. Some of the lower areas in town are reclaimed swamp areas, so obviously that will cause flooding. But it's only the combination of record snow, the melt, and the heavy rain that causes the flooding.
What do you think is the biggest takeaway from extreme weather and events that make the city react in this way?
Well, it's a learning experience for us for sure. I mean, 3 years ago we had very little snow, like None. Last year we had over 400 centimeters. This year we've had well over 400 centimeters. So there's huge amounts of snow. Those are record years. I think that's probably close to 100-year mark for Orillia. Hopefully we don't have a third amount similar as we go forward to next year. But we learn. We have a policy in place. Plows meet the policy, meet the provincial standard. There are areas we know we could improve on that, so we're looking forward to doing that as well.
Okay. Thanks for coming in, Mayor McIsaac. Hopefully next time that we're chatting, it's not about the issues that Mother Nature is bringing upon you in the city.
I hope so too, but it's great to be with you again.
We will continue to follow the emergency response funds that both come from the province and federally. It can be found on our website. There's a look, ctvnews.ca/Barrie. Dark clouds hang over the Canadian economy again. Unemployment rose last month, with the economy losing over 80,000 jobs. As CTV's John Benavali-Rao reports, it's the biggest drop in decades outside of the pandemic.
At recent job fairs across the country, plenty of job seekers have turned out, hoping to get hired amid a sharp slowdown in employment.
A lot of people are eager and ready to work.
The unexpected plunge in positions, driving up February's unemployment rate from 6.5 to 6.7%, after experts had forecast job gains for the economy.
I thought we'd add actually more than 10,000. So to see us shed 85, there's very, very little good news you can pull from this one.
The losses were broad-based across industries, including the services sector and manufacturing. Quebec led the way with a drop of 57,000 jobs, while BC, Saskatchewan, and Manitoba also slipped. In Ontario, employment held steady, though the unemployment rate rose to 7.6% as more people looked for work.
It's been harrowing. It's been dehumanizing.
Zara Baksh lost her job as an administrative assistant 6 years ago, and since then hasn't been able to find a full-time job. She's now unhoused, sleeping on a friend's couch. Still, she's not giving up.
I am still hopeful. I don't know why, but there's a part of me that thinks, with my skill set, like someone will notice me, someone will return a call back. I'm trying to get as creative as I can with how I'm seeking jobs.
Most of the losses came from full-time positions in the private sector and wiping out gains seen late last year. The harsh winter weather in part being blamed, along with trade uncertainty with the U.S. and the softening housing market.
I don't believe we're in a recession, but clearly the economy is struggling out of the gate in 2026.
And some worry the fallout from the fighting in the Middle East could further impact the economy. Still, despite the job losses, the national unemployment rate is actually roughly where it was a year ago, and hourly wages, they're actually up 3.9% year over year. John Benavali-Rao, CTV News, Toronto.
The economy is also facing mounting pressure due to the conflict in the Middle East, now in its 14th day. Let's go ahead and take a look at how it's impacted Canada's stock markets today. The TSX was down 298 points, the Dow was down 119, and the NASDAQ was down 206. And commodities oil was up, closing at $98.71 a barrel. Gold was down, finishing at $5,061 an ounce, and our dollar down, ending the day at 72.92 cents U.S. Well, yesterday we brought you part one of a series looking at the rise in staged collisions. Now we have part two, where CTV's John Woodward looks into the loopholes that allow repeat fraudsters to make even more insurance claims.
This vehicle is being unloaded in an insurance facility near Toronto. Part of a group of cars that were damaged in crashes and are write-offs destined for scrap. But before they get destroyed, they've got to be examined for evidence, because police suspected the stories behind these crashes were lies.
We had an officer that noticed it.
Detective David Jasiak is with Durham Regional Police's Serious Financial Crimes Unit. He says a sergeant spotted a common thread in dozens of crashes and flagged them for an investigation into whether they had been staged to get insurance money. That led to multiple charges and to insights into how schemes like these work.
They will purchase this vehicle cheap. Sometimes the vehicles are already smashed up.
What kind of money are we talking about here?
I had a case where a payout was $40,000.
$40,000 on just one car. A set of videos obtained from multiple cameras in this car in the spring of 2025 shows how this can work from all angles. A car edges into the intersection of a country road and then waits. Another car approaches and then a crash.
Here the damage is pretty significant. That would write the car off.
Aviva insurance investigator Mike Cardillo dug into the history of some 60 cars he says were connected to the scheme to block payouts he says could have been in the millions.
I think the story on this one was the individual was driving on a country road, swerved to miss an animal, and went into a ditch and hit a tree.
Was that true?
It was not true.
Police say some alleged fraudsters belong to violent criminal groups. Last summer, more than 50 charges were laid against one alleged group, including gun charges and extortion.
It's a danger to the public that this is happening.
Aviva Insurance's Jamie Lee says they're seeing a 400% surge in staged collisions and says rules in one hotspot, Ontario, mean they must offer coverage to a customer even if their own investigation has found that customer may have been part of a scam.
Right now, the insurers are actually unable to take action when someone has been identified for fraud.
So you're saying right now somebody could come in on Monday with a fake crash, try and scam you out of tens of thousands of dollars, and on Tuesday they can just try it again?
Yeah, so it's very difficult right now for us to actually take action and to take them off risk.
Ontario's insurance regulator says companies can still investigate suspicious crashes, but says blacklisting customers isn't allowed, saying the insurer's allegations are not a finding of fraud, and under Canadian law, individuals are presumed innocent until a court determines otherwise. Ontario's minister responsible hinted he was open to changing this.
If there's a bad actor out there, we're going after the bad actor in consultation with the insurance companies, with our great police officers.
Detective Jasiak says he's tired of first responders wasting their time on these bogus crashes.
What's it like for you to see all that effort for something that's fake?
Yeah, it's aggravating. You had fire department, ambulance, police. So you've got 3 frontline emergency services tied up for a lie.
He's hoping for a change so crime like this doesn't pay. John Woodward, CTV News.
Still to come here on CTV, the community's chance to make a difference right here at home. Our Feeding Families food drive is now on the horizon. When you can expect the team out collecting donations and how you can help on the other side of the break. Here's a look at your Friday night primetime lineup. Our CTV movie is X-Men, and it starts at 8, followed by Corner Gas at 10:30, and CTV News Barrie at 11. It may not have looked like it today, but spring is right around the corner, and food banks across Canada are bracing for another season of increased demand, a time when donations are traditionally at their lowest, but our community always steps up. Bounce 104.1, Pure Country 106, and our team here at CTV Barrie, we're working together once again for the annual Feeding Families campaign, this year powered by the Peggy Hill team. The campaign kicks off on Monday from 4 till 7 at the Peggy Hill team head office on Huronia Road in Barrie. The community is invited to come on out, drop off food or cash donations to support our local food banks. Whatever you donate stays right here in Simcoe County, so every donation, big or small, will help keep local families fed. Case, I'm hoping to get out on the slopes tomorrow. Do you think all this snow is going to be especially good?
Oh, absolutely. This is just that little warming trend. Don't worry about that. The snow's back. We've got all kinds of ski base right throughout our region. Whatever ski place you want to go to, fantastic. So get out and enjoy. And enjoy the get up and go? Well, let's have a look. Oh, there's some flurry activity at 7 o'clock in the morning. -5 in Barrie. Good chance of flurries coming down Newmarket. -3. And it looks like -5 and a little more than a few flurries in Gravenhurst at 7 o'clock in the morning. Have yourself a fantastic evening and a great weekend, Sarah.
If I get out to the slopes, it sure will be a great weekend. A special thank you to all of our viewers for joining us not only tonight, but this week, each and every night. I'm Sarah Freemark. Have a fabulous weekend and take care out there.